Welcome to Jefferson County Post Sports. I'm David Swann here with Angie Stanley. Angie, new year, lots of sports action going on. We've got UT basketball, Patriot basketball going on, bowl game to recap, tons of things going on in the community, isn't there?
It's going to be a really exciting year for all sports here that we cover at Jefferson County Post. And it's already started off with a pretty big bang.
Absolutely, and you have had an opportunity recently to sit down with Chris Shockley at the Field of Dreams.
Mm-hmm. Chris recently sat down with me to talk about the many perks and benefits of utilizing the facilities at the Field of Dreams. I want to thank him again for sitting down with us.
Yeah, well, let's hear what Chris had to say.
Angie Stanley here from Jefferson County Post Sports. I'm here today with Chris Shockley, director at the Field of Dreams. Chris, thanks for joining us.
Absolutely, thanks for having me.
Chris, tell us about some of the programs you guys got going on here.
Well, right now we're in the middle of our youth basketball league. 266 kids. It's the most we've ever had. It's the fourth year for our league, so it's grown every year, and we're extremely excited about this year. We have 36 teams, which is the most we've ever had, and we've got some great competition. We had our first round of games last Saturday, and everything went pretty well, so we're looking forward to the rest of the year.
Well, tell us a little bit about the facility. It's a great way to beat the winter blues.
Absolutely. If you want to come get out of the rain, snow, cold weather, we have two full-size basketball gyms here downstairs, and we also have an activity room. We have locker rooms with showers on the main level as well, and then upstairs where we are now on the mezzanine level is our workout facility. We have an indoor walking track. It's a 16th mile walking track. We have all the equipment that you can see here behind us, and all in all, I think it's about 36 pieces of equipment. We have the treadmills, the ellipticals, the bikes, everything that you could really want.
Tell us a little bit about some of the other programs you got going on. I know you were telling me before the interview about the Volleyball League.
Absolutely. We started Revolution Volleyball last year. Had a great turnout. We didn't really know what to expect with it, but it was a phenomenal program that Alice Quarles is our director of, and we will begin that the first week of April, actually. So we'll start doing sign-ups mid to late March, and we'll get those seasons started around April 4th or 5th.
Oh, it sounds like a really exciting experience for the city of Dandridge and for the Field of Dreams. Tell us about some of the other ways that the facility has grown throughout the couple years that it's been open, and what you guys hope to see in the future.
Absolutely. Well, when we first opened, we had a great response as far as memberships right away. And then, we were able to maintain those memberships, and then we've grown those as well over the past 4 years. We opened in September of 2012, so we're actually approaching our fourth year. But all in all, the community has been behind this facility since the beginning. I know in the beginning, when it was being built, there was a little opposition to it, but since we've got it, we've had nothing but positives, really, with the center. But as far as growth, between our memberships, our daily, we've hosted basketball tournaments, volleyball tournaments, concert series, actually a couple times. It's been a part of Music on the Town. Like I said, all of our programming just continues to grow. Before we just did the basketball league. Well, now we do the basketball league. We do the volleyball league. We have spring break camps. We have summer camps. So we're pretty much year round now as far as our programming goes, which keeps us pretty busy, but we're excited about as well.
And I know here, all of us here in the town of Dandridge are really excited about some of the programs that you guys are offering. Anything else you'd like to plug?
Well, we do offer Silver Sneakers and Silver and Fit. Those are both programs that they're Medicare plan or supplemental packages through Medicare. But essentially, if you qualify for Silver Sneakers, they pay for you to come work out. So we encourage a lot of our over 60 population to get interested in that and apply for that. Like I said, they pay for you to come work out. So what better way?
No joke.
And then we also have our classes. We offer yoga, Zumba, body sculpting, boot camp, we've really got something for everybody. So we encourage everybody to come out, as well as we've also partnered with Peak Wellness now. Laura Malnati is the founder of Peak Wellness, and it's basically a group exercise class, but we encourage everybody to come check that out. Laura's phenomenal what she does.
And how would we find a schedule of events and classes?
Absolutely. Our webpage, dandridgefieldofdreams.com. It has all of our information up there. We also have a Facebook page, dandridgefieldofdreams.com, or Field of Dreams Activity Center on Facebook there. But all of our information is posted in both places, and we try to keep it up to date as possible. And everything we do is there.
Well, Chris, thank you so much for sitting down and talking to me. We appreciate it a lot. Absolutely. And make sure you come out to the Dandridge Field of Dreams and visit the new-ish activity center. And feel free to check out their Facebook page and their website for a schedule of events and classes.
Now we're going to jump right into high school action, brought to you by Angie State Farm at 1129 North Highway 92, Jefferson City, Tennessee. Lots of Patriot action going on this week. Tell us a little bit about the games that you were able to see.
The most recent game was against Sevier County. That was Friday night, and both the boys and the girls had a very tough, very active performance against the Sevier County Bears and the Sevier County Bearettes.
Excellent, and that is a bit of a rivalry developing here. Cross county like that, a neighbor kind of rivalry going on.
They're a very close neighbor. The schools are literally only half an hour apart. And the Sevier County basketball has been trying to make a name for themselves like the football team has for so many years.
And we had some very good performances this week, didn't we?
Yeah, specifically Tori Griffin and for the Lady Patriots. I'm telling you what, she sank 29 points for Friday night's game. As she's getting more active into her senior year, has really shown a great performance. She's an optimum player anyway. I mean, she got her 1,000-point ball at the beginning of the season because she achieved it her junior year.
That's quite an accomplishment.
She very easily could probably go on to play at the college level, and I'm beginning to think that Coach Sinard knows what kind of gem he has in her.
Absolutely, and on the men's side, Cameron Gregg again
for against Cobb County and against the Sevier County. He consistently has been getting the most points for any other player for the boys' game. The team is really blocking, doing some full court pressing to make room for him. He's becoming not only dynamic in the paint, but he's becoming very progressive from the three-point line.
Which is excellent given his length. He's such a long athlete. When the three-point line comes into play for him, that's an asset, isn't it?
It is an asset. And given his height, he's significantly taller than most others.
Absolutely.
And he's really developing as a player and as one of the leaders on the team. Between him, Noah Carter, Danny Bates, those three are really making Coach Poole's boys basketball team become a name again.
Taking on more of a leadership role. And of course, Cameron, difficult to block a three-point shot from a guy that tall, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I actually recently had a chance to interview him real quickly after the Cobb County game, and I come up to hear on him.
Yeah.
Granted, I'm not the tallest person in the world, but he's got the height that Jefferson County has been lacking.
Absolutely. Well, Tori Griffin and Cameron Gregg are our players of the week this week. And as Angie just mentioned, she had a chance to interview Cameron. Let's take a listen to what he had to say.
I'm here with the player of the game for Angie State Farm, located on Highway 92 in Jefferson City. Hey Cameron, why don't you tell us a little bit about the game, what your thoughts were as far as the contributing factor to the big lead that you guys gained early on in the game?
We played solid defense, I thought. Executed very well on offense, got teammates that were open the ball. Just helped each other, talked a lot. Moving the ball is really a big key to our offense, and talking on defense is helping us get the stops for them to force turnovers and us to move it fast down the court.
Cameron, tell us a little bit of how their defense allowed you to get the high score for tonight.
My teammates got me the ball when I was open. I just had to do a lot of driving, get my teammates the ball, and relocating to get open shots.
Well, that's awesome. Tell us what you're doing to prepare for South Doyle this next week.
We just got to get focused, watch the film on what happened last time. We didn't really execute that well. Didn't play really good, solid defense like we normally do. So we got to prepare next week, play good defense, and get others the ball.
Well, Cameron, I appreciate you taking the time to talk to me. Congratulations on your 16 points today.
Thank you.
You have a great night, and congratulations.
A great interview with Cameron. Of course, Tori Griffin and Cameron Gregg are our Angie Cox State Farm Players of the Week. We would like to thank Angie Cox for her sponsorship and her support for high school athletics. Morristown West. I mean, what can you say other than here they come, right?
Yeah, Morristown West is probably going to be one of the toughest matchups that Jeff County has seen within this the regular season play. The ladies specifically, the coach just got honored for winning his 400th game, and also they are number 4 in the state right now out of all the preparatory high schools. So Coach Sinnard really needs to get his girls ready.
Big challenge. And if you think Sevier County is a little bit of a rivalry, Morristown West is a gigantic rivalry coming up. Nobody in Jefferson County wants to lose to Morristown West.
Nobody in Jefferson County wants to lose to Morristown or out west. Even back when I went to Jeff County, you don't want to lose to Morristown West. And they are building a dynamic program over there too. So Tuesday night, if you're free, you need to make your way out to Dumpling Valley. It's going to be a great matchup.
Awesome, and a great opportunity for these players. They're not necessarily expected to win this game, but they can come out and make a statement, can't they?
They sure can. And honestly, we have the talent and to do this, to make this happen. If they come out on the court and play like they have been playing, I really honestly think that they have a fighting chance.
Wonderful.
And I really honestly believe that Jefferson County can become a basketball powerhouse.
A lot of great high school action coming up, including that West game. I'd like to thank Angie Cox State Farm for her interest in high school sports. Angie Cox State Farm is located at 1129 North Highway 92, Jefferson City, Tennessee. Now it's time for Big Orange Breakdown, brought to you by Volunteer Spirits, located at 921 Highway 92, Jefferson City, Tennessee, reminding you, if you drink, please drink responsibly. Lots of UT action going on, including the bowl game is finished. Northwestern is behind us now, and what a performance, right?
No kidding. I actually tweeted out that night that I was very happy to say that I was wrong. I think you remember the last time that we met. I was talking about how I thought we were going to struggle against Northwestern's defense. Not so much.
Yeah.
They pretty much cleaned that up, mopped it up, and walked all over it.
Yeah, it's one of those things that I think time has kind of proven once again that it's difficult for some of the Big Ten defenses and Big Ten offenses really to match the team speed and the athleticism. You have some occasionally, but it's a difficult proposition. And UT,
difficult.
The athleticism just showed in that game, didn't it?
It really did. You could tell that had been working very hard in the weeks prior to the bowl game. They had the determination and drive that we've seen in the second half of the season. And I'm really thinking that we're going to open up next season with the same determination and drive. And it's got me really excited for September.
Absolutely. That's one of the things that we talked about last time was it was a turnover issue and an issue of whether or not you come to play. No complacency, being focused on your task, and Tennessee was certainly focused on their task, weren't they?
They were definitely focused on their task. And the offseason has already proven to be somewhat of a shaken and stirred type scenario. But I really think that the Vols are going to come out better than ever because
you mentioned focus and the outlook for next year and how determined this team seems to be. We're already beginning to see that with players returning, including one of your favorite players, Cam Sutton, announcing that he's going to come back for his senior year.
Yeah, I love that kid. And really, honestly, he needs to work on his speed more before trying to play at the NFL level. And I think this senior year is going to be a great opportunity to do so. Just really proving what he can do not only to the NFL, but also to himself, build up his confidence a little bit so he can play on the next level. And I really honestly believe that he could be another University of Tennessee powerhouse.
Yeah, he's wasn't his best year. It was a great year. He had a great year. Wasn't quite as good as his sophomore year, and I think he's ready to return to form a little bit next year. That's going to be helped out with the presence of Bob Shoop at defensive coordinator, and I know we were discussing off camera earlier, we're both just kind of almost giddy about that one, aren't we?
Yeah, I'm very excited about this hire. I really honestly believe that Shoop is going to bring a certain dynamic to the Vols that we haven't seen in a very, very long time. Between that and Butch Jones, I really honestly think that Shoop is going to just really take it places.
Absolutely. And he's going to be great for Cam Sutton because he's going to put Sutton in a lot of positions to be successful. And as we know, Cam usually takes advantage of that opportunity.
Oh, yeah.
Very rare that he gets an opportunity to make an interception or play and he doesn't do it. And that's really Shoop's MO as a defensive coordinator. He's taken defenses that maybe weren't as talented and has turned them into really top-flight defenses. And now he's got a roster filled with future NFL players like Cam Sutton and another player that we haven't even discussed yet, Jalen Reeves-Maven, who's also decided he's going to return for his senior year. He's really the heartbeat of the team, and in Shoop's defense, should be quite a playmaker once again.
Exactly, and I really think that he is going to really blossom this season. I think that we're going to be hearing his name a lot more, and he is already a very big playmaker. I think that we're just going to see some powerhouse plays from him, very dynamic plays.
Absolutely. He's already got a great relationship with Bob Shoop. They know each other from when he was recruited. For some of you who may not be aware, Coach Shoop comes to us from Penn State, but before that he was at Vanderbilt. So he recruited a lot of these Middle Tennessee players, including Jalen Reeves-Maven. He has a nice relationship with him. And I think what you're going to see from Jalen is a continuation of what he's done, upping it maybe another level. But I think the exposure is going to be big for him. He was kind of underrated this year. One of those players that just made tackle after tackle after tackle and big play after big play. But then when it came time for voting for All-American honors and All-Conference honors was sometimes overlooked. And I don't think you're going to see that in a Shoop defense because I think that defense is going to be ranked pretty high. And when you're the leading tackler on a defense ranked like that, you tend to get noticed. Same thing goes for Cam Sutton.
Exactly. And I really honestly think that there are going to be two pillars of the Vols defense this year, not only on an on-field standpoint, but an off-field standpoint. I really think they're going to grow into dynamic leaders. And actually with Jalen, he's already a dynamic leader. He's very well respected by the rest of the D-line, and I'm very excited for September.
Absolutely. Well, let's shift gears a little bit here, and let's talk about the basketball programs. Now, a little bit of an up and down week for the men. Took on Texas A&M, had the lead, looked like they were going to be able to close out a game against a really powerful opponent. Texas A&M, I think, is a 2-loss team at this point. Really had them on the ropes and let it slip away. And then later in the week, bounced back, though, against Mississippi State.
Yeah, they had a really big win against Mississippi State and actually performed really well against them. And I really honestly think that was a rebound win from the Texas A&M game because really honestly, a more mature team would have won that game.
Probably would have. And I think you're seeing what you can kind of expect from this UT team. A lot of effort, a lot of great hustle, undersized, and relying on some scoring. And when the scoring goes south, they can go for long stretches where they give up lots of points and get outscored by lots of points. And that's what happened to them against Texas A&M. I think they went like 15 points to just a handful, 2 or 3 points on their own end down the stretch and gave up a big lead. But we're seeing that in most games. Some games they come back from it and can handle it, and some games they can't. In the Mississippi State game, they were able to recover from that and brought it home.
And I think with as they start to grow and as they start to mature, because really honestly the Texas A&M loss was not a lack of skill. It was honestly just a lack of maturity. And as these kids start to grow and become more acquainted with coaches' style of playing and everything else, I really honestly think that we're going to see some really good things from
Playing
them.
small ball right now. Although I have noticed since, especially in the Mississippi State game, when we had Armoni Moore out, we saw a lot more traditional post play where we had a couple of big guys in the game at a time. But there really aren't a lot of big players on this team. So it's a small ball approach, which makes for a really, really interesting style of play, fun up and down the court, but sometimes it's a little unpredictable, and I think that's what we're seeing.
Yeah, very unpredictable.
Speaking of unpredictable, the Lady Vols. Lady Vols are having a lot of problems right now, aren't they?
The Lady Vols are having a lot of problems. The inspiration just isn't there. And honestly, being on the court, you can hear Coach Holly yell at them to drive the ball to the hoop, and they're shooting from the three. They're not really playing the kind of dynamics.
They're not really in sync.
Yeah.
In fact, my perspective when I was watching, I kept thinking it didn't look like a team that was well coached, and we know that Holly can coach. So there's something going on there. There's a disconnect.
They don't respect her.
Yeah, there's a disconnect, and I'm concerned about this. I'm hoping that the two sides will be able to get back on page together. But it looked like there was just a lack of fundamentals, a lack of drive, a lack of focus. It was, for lack of a better way to put it, a lackadaisical performance,
Exactly.
really.
Because the thing is when they played against Auburn, they returned to what they knew. They returned to most of their points coming back from the paint. And then all of a sudden, and I thought, oh, they're back in their groove again. Well, then all of a sudden against Arkansas, they decided they were going to start shooting threes again.
And that's one of the things that we look for. Holly will get them back in their groove. It's just a matter of time. This has been Big Orange Breakdown, brought to you by Volunteer Spirits, reminding you, if you drink, please drink responsibly. Welcome to the fifth quarter, brought to you by Dandridge General Store, located in historic downtown Dandridge. This week we're going to take a look at our upcoming game, Patriots game with Morristown West.
Yeah, it's going to be a very tough competition.
What do you see coming out? Let's start with the ladies. What do you see for the ladies?
For the ladies, I see Morristown West coming in thinking they're going to take us down in our house. And I honestly do not see our defense backing down from them. The only problem that I do see is sometimes our post players don't show up where they need to be.
Okay, so defensive struggle, well-fought game. Call it. Who comes out in the end?
As much as I want to say Patriots with this one, I'm going with Morristown West.
It's a little too much to ask.
Yeah, I'm gonna try shoot for. It's gonna be a high-scoring game. I'm gonna shoot for 56 Morristown West and 48 Lady Patriots.
So eventually, no matter how hard the defense is trying, it's gonna break them. You think?
It's gonna involve playing 4 periods of basketball, and the ladies do have a horrible habit of the third quarter getting very worn down. And they have a final burst of speed in the fourth quarter. So I'm really hoping I'm wrong.
Now watch this. I'm going to be a giant homer here. Lady Patriots, take Morristown West. All right. Back me up, ladies. All right. Let's turn to the men's side, which is going to be a little bit of an easier endeavor, I believe, but still quite a challenge, isn't it?
It's going to be very back and forth. Like with the Sevier County game, Sevier County pulled up for just a little bit. And I believe I'm going to see Morristown West do the same thing. But the boys have been very good at bringing forth the fourth quarter blow, like rally. And I see a lot of sloppy fouls from the Morristown West defense. So I'm going to go with the Patriots, the boys, with that one.
Excellent. I love your choice. My Patriots are going to take it to Morristown West. I absolutely agree with you. That's been the fifth quarter, brought to you by Dandridge General Store, located in historic downtown Dandridge. Thanks for being with us here at Jefferson County Post Sports. I'm David Swann. This is Angie Stanley. Hoping you have a great week.